Hey beauties, it's your girl Unapologetic Beauty, and today we're going to be doing this fun, pretty summer, colorful look. It's easy, it's quick, and the palettes that I use are affordable. That's right, this pigment and affordable phthalates. You heard it right here. So, without further ado, if you want to see how I achieve this look, just keep watching. Make sure you like, comment what you want to see next to me, subscribe, hit the notification bell so you know next time I upload, and let's get it. So first we're going in with our Maybelline Fit Me concealer, and we're just going to put that concealer all over our lid. We're going to blend it out, but we're not going to set it with powder because I feel like a wet lid allows the shadow to pick up better. I also use a really light shade because I feel like a light shade also allows for the colors to appear more bright. We're going to put, I will have the shade that I use in the description box. So now we're going in with our Juvia's Zulu palette. We're going to take that yellow shade in the area above our crease. And we're really going to pack that shade on because we want the shade to be very bright. We want it to pick up. We want to have all the pigment for this shade. So we're just going to keep packing it. And then once we reach the desired color of the yellow then we'll blend. But first, we're going to pack it on because if you blend before you pack, then you lose the color. So now we're going in with the orange shade from the Zulu palette, and we're going to do the same thing. We're going to take this shade a little bit lower, more so right above the crease, but we want it to be placed where you can still see the yellow peeking out. And you're just going to continue to pack that orange shade on, and when the orange shade reaches the pigment, the brightness that you want, the intensity, then you're going to blend into the yellow shade because that way you get a seamless look without losing the color. Now we're going into the Zulu palette again to use the pink shade. Now this shade is going to act as a transition shade before we use the shade that we're going to place directly in our crease. So we're going to place this pink shade in our crease right below the orange, but we're not really worried about intensity with this shade. What we're actually worried about is blending. We want this shade to blend right into that orange to create a seamless blend before we go in with our darker color in that crease. You better blend for your life. Blend for your life, baby. So now we're going in with that purple shade and we're taking it directly in the crease. And now we're back on intensity. But because it's directly in our crease and it's the last shade that we're going to be using in the areas in the crease and above, we have to focus on not only intensity but also blending. So with this shade, do not pack. Blend as you add. So just continue adding shadow but also blending at the same time because we have to make sure that it looks seamless at this point. We do want intensity, but we have to blend first before intensity because this is such a dark shade. You have to start off light, blend, and then just continue adding shadow to deepen it. But as you add, it needs to be blend. Like I said, blend for your life, honey. Blend for your life. So now that we got the purple to the intensity we want, we're going to cut the crease. We're going to use that Maybelline Fit Me concealer and cut the crease. We're going to cut all the way to the outside. We're just going to do a complete moon on our crease, and I use a flat brush to cut my crease because that's honestly the best thing to use to cut your crease. I don't recommend you using anything else, but we're just going to go all the way around, making sure we stay below the crease because we want that purple to show up in our crease because that's part of the look. So we're just going to cut the crease and go all the way into the outer corner, creating a moon. We cut the crease. While the concealer is still wet, we're going to go in with that purple shade and we're going to put that in our outer corner. I'm just going to pack it in, starting in the crease and bringing it down. And I kind of go at an angle when I bring it down like a wing. And we're just going to pack that on. And after that, we're going to go in with the pink shade. And we're going to put that right, I guess, 3/4 of the way of the lid right next to the purple. And we're just going to pack that on, but we're also going to blend it into the pink shade. Next, we're going in the middle of the lid with the orange. And we're going to pack that orange shade on. Really pack it on because we really want it to be intense. But as we pack it again, we want it to blend it into the orange shade. We want to blend it into the pink shade. Everything has to blend. And if you lose a little bit of the pink or purple in this process, just go in and add some more and then blend them. I took a flat brush for this, and we're going to go in the first part of your lid, starting like towards the inner corner and then all the way towards the middle where the orange shade begins. And we're going to take that yellow shade and we're going to really pack that yellow shade on, because the yellow, it takes a little bit of work to really show to the intensity that I want it to. So we're just going to continue to pack that yellow shade on until we get it to the intensity that we want, making sure to blend it into the orange and making sure at the same time that everything is seamlessly blend. I do apologize for not being completely centered with the camera. For some reason, I like bend down when I do shadows. It is such a bad habit. I do apologize. I'll make sure to stop that habit for you guys, because I do this for you guys. So I'll make sure in the future to not do that anymore. But I do apologize, and I hope you can still see what I'm doing even though I am crouching down. Now I'm just cleaning up the eyeshadow that fell out, and I also drug the makeup wipe and to create like a wing. Like I really cleaned it up and along the side of my lid to really make sure it was like a nice straight edge. And so now I'm going in with Smashbox Poreless primer, and I'm taking that, as I always do, kind of in my T-zone area, because that's really where I have pores. And I'm packing it in because you want the poreless primer to really set into your pores. So first I pack it and then I smooth it out. But in the area where I really have bad pores, I pack it and then I smooth it everywhere else. And then once I get done with that, I'm going to go in with the primer that I always use, which is my Becca primer. And I'm just going to take that. I think that part got cut out. And so now we're using the Glamoflauge concealer by Hard Candy. This used to be a really popular concealer like back in the day on YouTube. But it's a really good concealer. Like if you have scarring on your face like I do, baby, this concealer is going to cover everything. Like when I say Glamoflauge, like baby, it covers. Like it's Glamoflauge and all right. But it's by Hard Candy. And I'll have the shade that I listed in the description bar, but it is a heavy duty concealer. And I'm going to do like I always do, which is put it on my spots, pack it in, and then we're going to set it with setting powder. We're not going to blend it out because I know it looks like it's like blended out all over my face, but it's really not. It's kind of just in the areas that I have spots. And then we're just going to set it, like I said, with setting powder. And I'm using my NYX, what is it called? NYX Make It Last. Can't Stop, Won't Stop. There we go. Can't Stop, Won't Stop setting powder. That is what I'm using in the shade Banana. No, wait, sorry. I lied. I used my black Opal setting powder this time. I'm so sorry. I have the shade in the description box, but I'm using my NYX, the foundation drops, and for foundation today. And I have my shade again in the description box, and I actually like this foundation. When I first used it, I did not like it. This is actually my summer shade, so I can only use this in the summer when I get darker. But the first time I used it, I didn't like it. It was really oily. Maybe it was the setting powder and the things that I used it with this time that made the foundation work better on my skin. But also my skin has changed since I had the baby. It's actually very dry. Previously when I used it, I had super oily skin, but now since the baby, my skin is super dry. So that also could be a factor. But this foundation was really nice, I have to say. Like, it blended very well. It had great coverage, but I mean, it wasn't much to cover since that Glamoflauge did all the work. But this concealer, excuse me, this foundation was really good. Only thing I hate is how watery it is. It is so liquidy. Like, you tilt that bottle over you want to, that foundation is going everywhere. I've wasted this foundation so many times, like, it makes no sense. So are you following me on Instagram? I feel like you need to follow me on Instagram. Like, it's underscore unapologetic underscore beauty with 3 Y's. We do makeup. I do looks with the makeup looks. It's like, it's just popping. You just gotta go follow. Just go ahead. What you doing? Stop. Go follow. Now that foundation is blended out, we're going in with the concealer to highlight, and I'm using my Maybelline Fit Me concealer. I'll once again have the shade in the description box. And I'm using this shade because that foundation was, I mean, it's my color, but it's like dark. It's a little bit darker than I am. So I used this really light concealer to highlight today, but I'm going to mix it with a darker concealer, which is my NYX one. It's in more of my perfect concealer shade. And I'm going to mix those two concealers together to create the perfect concealer concoction, because the Maybelline Fit Me concealer is more wet. It blends out. Like, you have to leave that on and let it sit, because if you just blend it out as soon as you put it on, it's gonna be like you didn't put any highlight on. Versus the NYX HD concealer is very thick. And so now we're just contouring with my black Opal foundation stick. And yeah, that's what I always do. Nothing different there. We're just gonna blend it out. Blend for your life, honey. Blend for your life. We're just gonna blend it out. Make sure it's a seamless blend between the highlighted areas and the contoured areas. And then once we are finished blending out our contoured areas, we're gonna take a damp beauty blender and blend out our highlighted areas. Now, for brushes, I know I haven't mentioned any of the brushes that I use. I haven't gave it any names. That's because I'm using the entire BH Cosmetics Rose Gold collection for the face and also for my eye brushes. I use that. I use those brushes for just about everything. The parts of the face that I didn't use those brushes, I will say and mention the brushes that I did use. But all brushes will be listed in the description box with where I use them for. Like I said, we're going to take the Real Technique sponge, damp it, and blend out our highlighter. And then we're going to take black Opal setting powder and set our face. Once we're going to bake a little bit, but once we're done, we're going to put the LA Girl Pro Face HD powder to blend out the rest of our face, to set the rest of our face. What got deleted is me doing my contouring and highlighting. I use Black Radiance pressed powder in the shade Rich Mahogany. The contour, I use NYX matte bronzer in the shade Medium to bronze using the Real Techniques brush. And then to highlight, I use the Oldie But a Goodie, the Cheeky Bronze by MAC. And I put that on the tops of my cheeks, the tip of my nose, the bridge of my nose, above my brow, and on my chin. But that's where I highlight it. I also put it on my Cupid's bow later. Now I'm going to line my lips with the NYX lip pencil in dark brown. And I'm going to just take that on my outer lips. I'm just going to blend that out real nice and good, because blending is life. What I did to finish up my eyes, which also got deleted, is I went in with the NYX jumbo lip pencil. Is it jumbo lip? Just jumbo eye pencil, excuse me, in the shade white. And then I took that in my waterline, and then I took the shade Giza from the Masquerade palette by Juvia's Place and put that in my tear duct. And then below that white, I took the orange shade and I put that to blend that white out. But that's what I did to finish up the eyes, and I put lashes on off camera and mascara. And any old mascara would do. Now I'm going in with the lipstick. It's a pretty orange shade to match this look, and it is in the shade Captivating, and I'm putting that all over my lips. And on top of that, I'm using a ColourPop lip gloss in the shade Contessa. It's also a pretty glitter orange. This is the finished look right here. I hope you all enjoyed it. It was so fun to do. It was super easy, super quick. Whatever you want to see from me next, just leave it down in the comments so I can put that out for you. This hair is another AliExpress company. I'll leave it in the description box what company it's from. Also, I have all the products that I use in the description box, so make sure you check that out. And just let me know in the comments what you want to see next from me. Be blessed!